Hi.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good so far. Pretty
Good,
good
good.
day. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for hopping on and being a part of the series that I'm doing here. Been just chatting with a bunch of people in like the NFT space, and I'm excited to have you on. I know we've been, I think, mutuals for quite a while.
Yeah. Yeah, probably since when you launched the platform. It's been pretty cool. I thought it was interesting and then the staking in the project and I've been following along for a little bit. I was skeptical before I saw the founders of VCon. I was like, let me see these people. Like
Yeah.
I didn't think you were building it, so like it was like, okay, is this a project? Like, I know your other account, so it's like, I was curious, like, did they hire you and then they're gonna rug pull and then they're gonna make you look bad? But obviously, that's
No,
not
no.
what's happening. But like,
I
that's where my
made
head
sure.
went right away.
Yeah, I know a
To
lot of
be
people are
completely
confused because they're
honest.
like, wait, what is your account? Like, is this your project? Like, what happened to your old account? I'm like, oh, and then there's people that actually know me from Web3 first, and then they go over to my other account and they're like, wait, is that the Web3 girl? Yeah,
It doesn't.
it's me.
What do you have on the other one? Like 300K? I was like, how would they
Yeah,
not know you from that one?
I know it's funny the amount of people that recognize me the other way around. I'm like, that's so funny. But yeah, no, I love being a part of this project. So I started talking with the founders like back in December of last year, I want to say, maybe even November. So even
Yeah.
before we kind of like started the account and like the project was still kind of being built. Yeah, so I've been a part of it for a long time, which is cool. It's not my project, but just been working really closely with them. They're really, really awesome guys, the founders. So it's exciting to be a part of, and it's been cool getting to dip my toes into this space, especially. I'm like learning a lot too, which is awesome because I've always been interested in it, but I'm new to it. So it's kind of cool being able to bridge the gap there.
Yeah, I think a lot of your skills will translate too. For uh, for Web3, I'm like, who do you think the target audience is? Like, would it make sense for a non-marketer to buy it, or is it like is the
Mm.
pitch for like small e-commerce brands or SMBs?
Yeah, good question. It is mainly for marketers because our main
Yeah,
utility of the NFT is the marketing platform. But our community is full of like a lot of different, there's creators in there too, because we have just people that want to support the mission really, because we have our decentralized ad network that we're going to be implementing that's also going to be really good for creators, and the marketing platform too, of course, marketers, but also even business owners. A lot of business owners, especially now, small businesses, they do a lot of their own marketing, and this is going to help them as well, entrepreneurs. But yeah, marketing is definitely like the main overview.
I mean it's cool. I'm on the site now. It's like featured in USA Today, Medium, just a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah, yeah, it's been great. So it's going really well. Excited to get the mint date going pretty soon and get things moving again. Just been crazy with the market, obviously, but it's okay. It
I mean,
happens.
it could tank in like another hour or so.
Yeah, we really don't know. So we're just working on the platform and working on making sure that we are still giving value to our community and just building it up the right way. Obviously, that's important to us. So yeah. So how did you get kind of started in this space? NFT space, Web3 space? Like what was that story like for you?
It's a pretty good story. Um, it's I'll try to make it as short as possible. So I my last Web2 job was in I was a sales rep for a digital payments company. So someone goes to your stand store, they check out payment processes. That's what we did. Um, and we would do SWOT analysis at the end of every quarter. And our CEO would always be like, okay, these are threats long term, Ethereum, Bitcoin, all this stuff. I respected him. I think he was great. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start looking at Ethereum, Bitcoin. Started to buy someone was still like $800. Um, so I stacked ETH pretty early, kind of out of
Mhm.
luck. Fast forward a few months, they had a round of layoffs. I get laid off because I had worked there for like 8 months. So severance package with some ETH. I'm like,
Mhm.
who knows what we're doing here? Like, it was probably the dumbest thing ever to have no income and start buying NFTs, but one of the best decisions in my life.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I started off a couple months before the first bull run of last year.
Mhm.
I started in April, got ahead of the July, August, September bull run. So
Mhm.
I kind of got really lucky starting out with like World of Women, Rumble Kongs, and some of these other
Wow.
projects that just skyrocketed right away. And it was like, it was dumb. Like literally, I had no skill. The money I was making, I didn't earn. It was just right place, right time.
Hmm.
But that's kind of how I got started. Then I saw all the money I made evaporate. Luckily, I took some profits, and then we saw January, and now we're here.
Yeah, been a wild ride.
So
It's crazy to think how like short of a time frame that actually was. It's like,
yeah, like World of Women was the second project I ever minted, and they tweeted the other day like it's our 1 year anniversary. I'm like, huh? Like
like
I feel like we've been doing this forever.
yeah, even that's crazy to me. World of Women, I feel like I've been hearing about forever, and it's like such an amazing project. It's doing really, really well. So that's awesome that you were minted that. But yeah, I can't believe that's only a year. That's crazy. Time moves so
Yeah,
fast.
so it time goes a lot slower. I feel like in NFTs because the market never stops, which is probably the worst
Mhm.
part, like the best and the worst part.
Yeah.
Um, like once you can be comfortable knowing you're going to miss out, you can start
Mhm.
to sleep a little better at night. Everything gets a little bit easier, but it's not easy when you're starting out. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I have to stay up because the Saudis are minting at like 3 a.m. because the team's in Europe and I have to get it. Like, no, no, you don't. Just go to bed.
Yeah. Totally. Did you have like a certain like what was kind of what aspects about a project get you excited? Like when you're looking at projects, are you just like anything I can get in quickly, like, or is there certain aspects you look for?
Man, it used to be when there was less than like a million people trading. So like back when I
Mhm.
started, there was 600,000 people, and it was anyone with a pulse could have made money because it
Yeah.
was pretty easy. Like, okay, right now, Board Ape Yacht Club did well, so now there's going to be like five more animal projects, and you can buy those and you can sell them right away. And this was all before allow lists and pre-mint and all that stuff. You could just go to the website, buy it, and then it would reveal.
Yeah.
So I had time on my hands, so I could be like study the metadata and I could
Right.
identify like, oh, there's a huge gap in floor price. So it was easier back then. And and then it was like, okay, it was annual PFPs, then it was like women projects, so it was World of Women, Boss
Mhm.
Beauties, Women in Weapons,
Mhm.
and then it was all the metaverse land.
Yeah.
So last year was a lot of people that made a lot of money, in my opinion, didn't really earn it. I mean, they were in the right place, right time, took a lot of risk.
Right.
But it's not like you're some alpha genius because you saw the trend that was just like a third grade like reading level.
Right.
But now now it's interesting. It's like, what is the next trend going to be? Is it going to be these utility things like Moonbirds
Mhm.
or what's its name, G Money's community or crypto package goods? I think a lot of people are valuing not like the alpha tools or the whatever analytics people are like giving you. I think
Mhm.
they're valuing people that are smarter than them, getting access to people you normally couldn't.
Yeah.
Um, so that's what I would stack right now. I think we're done with the kind of the free mint phase. I am
Yeah.
interested in picking up what is it called, the MFers. They could go down potentially. I don't know if this could happen, but they. I'm thinking they could go down as like the first like cheap mint, no
Right.
Discord, no roadmap. So maybe there could be some historic value there. I'm interested in that, but I'm kind of just sitting on the sidelines right now before the Fed meeting, before ETH sells off. I'm more interested in Ethereum right now before the merge.
Right. Yeah, I know it's crazy, you know, industry, I guess you could say, or community to be a part of, like whatever you want to call it. It just changes all the time. There's different trends all the time. So you kind of just gotta, you know, you're definitely on sort of a advantage. You said you have like time on your hands, so you can actually go and you're reading the market properly. You're not you kind of have to always look forward, right? Like you're not gonna look at the market and look at projects the same you did a year ago. Like you're thinking of different things all the time. And I think that's a huge key to, being able to do this. So you do this full time.
No. So
Okay.
well, I guess technically, I do a lot of the video editing for the Nifty Alpha YouTube channel and their
Mhm.
TikTok and social page. So I kind of help manage their content for their live shows and stuff like that. But then
Oh,
just trading as well.
awesome. That's so cool. A question I like to ask everyone on the lives, just as like a fun question, is you if you could be just airdropped any NFT right now ever, like what one would you
CryptoPunk.
just CryptoPunk? Yeah.
Um, if it wasn't a CryptoPunk, probably a Moonbird.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice, right? Just
I feel like CryptoPunks would be the only project I would guarantee to anyone that never goes to zero.
Yeah, I know it was kind of like almost the, you know, original NFT almost kind of thing. It was the one that definitely got really mainstream and people still, I mean, yeah, we always say there's so many projects out there. Not all of them are going to survive. Most of them won't survive. Like, let's be real. Um, but the few that sort of made up the beginning of it becoming mainstream thing is pretty, it's like the Bitcoin, like it
Yeah.
and Ethereum, they're pretty solid compared to so many other coins, so many other projects. There's, yeah, a lot more up in the air with the other ones.
And like nothing can go wrong with CryptoPunks is the beauty of it. It's there's no
Mhm.
roadmap. They have a really smart person, Noah Miller, in charge of the brand. So it nothing can go wrong. I mean, nothing's going to happen. There's going to
Yeah,
be no
they're not
airdrops.
disappointing anybody. They're not.
You're
Yeah.
not going to get free money from your punk, but I mean, fast forward 50 years. Oh, we got a fun little comment. What do you think about ENS? Here is the best alpha I can give you. Now, I am not comfortable trading ENS. Have I minted some like 4 digit and 5 digit? Sure, it'll be a waste of money. I do not understand ENS. I don't know the Chinese language. I do not understand the ENS. There's a few ENS tools that are really good. I'm not comfortable using them. I think ENS is a really good play if you have certain ones. If you have ones that like have CryptoPunks, or I think the play would be if there's a whale CryptoPunk holder, go get like 4, 5, 6 if he has it, because now on ENS you can take the background and make it your punk. But like, I don't really understand ENS. I don't know if we're going to use ENS as like email or just wallet and or Twitter handles. They might not be anything. So I don't understand it enough. I'm not buying or selling it.
Yeah, I think that's fair. If you don't like, don't invest and get super into things until you know a little bit at least.
Yeah, ENS
Feel like
Vision. ENS Vision is the best tool. I agree with you. Kiss me.
the only question I got over here is any tips on how to approach a girl in a nightclub. That is not what we're talking about here, but that's okay. Uh,
How do you approach a girl in a nightclub? I don't know.
say hello.
I have a snowman on my wall. I am the last person to answer. I'm not qualified to answer that question.
What's wrong with Snowman? What is something that you don't like about the NFT or Web3 sort of space? Is there anything that you're like, that kind of sucks?
What I don't like. What do I not like? Um, One of the things I'm not liking lately is a lot of really smart people are building like the same analytics tools. I don't know anything about coding, but I feel like there's a new wallet tracker every single week, and those smart people could build something cooler.
Mhm.
Like we don't need. I think there's 20 different Flipper bots. There's 20 different Flips
Right.
trackers, and
There's other directions you can go with your intelligence.
I don't. The thing I hate the most is definitely play to earn games, and like we're building a metaverse. If I see we're building a play to earn game, 90% of the time I'm going to run because we've never seen it done. Like the first project I minted, RumbleConks, their game is still not out, and it's almost a year. We're all
Yeah,
like, it's just not worth it.
yeah, it's not something you see and are excited about. You're like, oh, okay.
We need more people that create tangible products. Yeah, I mean that's
Mhm.
one of the things BeFriends is doing right now. They're doing a
Mhm.
lot of collabs with characters. The Hundreds, Bobby Hundreds product or project, super cool. You get discounts, you get the drops early because I think the Hundreds is a popular brand and they sell out a lot. Yeah, I mean a lot of subscriptions could just be NFTs
Yeah.
for a lot of tangible good companies.
Yeah, which is
Big
funny
time.
because the comment we get a lot too for because when I talk about our marketing platform that we're putting out to go with our NFT, a lot of people ask, well, why don't you just do it as a subscription? Why does it have to be an NFT? I'm like, well, it's so much better to be an NFT compared to like the traditional, then we would just be a Web2 website that you pay a subscription for, like billions of other platforms. Like, that's not the whole entire mission behind it. Like, a NFT project makes sense for what we're doing. So,
I mean, it probably would be easier to do it as a Web2 company, but that would be just terribly off brand. And then
mhm.
with like staking and stuff, and then you can reward people that aren't trying to sell, and then the royalties. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I don't see as if people are buying Web3M, they'd want to hold it. So
Yeah,
maybe
that's
there's not going to be a ton of royalties on it. But
yeah, that's our hope is that people this isn't, like a buy and sell sort of situation. It's like you invest in it and then we want you to stay. It's like a long-term sort of investment that has a lot of utility behind it. So you're getting stuff for being in it. You're obviously getting access to the platform. You're getting our staking benefits. So that's definitely the motive behind it. We want people to stay, hang out.
Piero.fc, can you elaborate on that question? Actual businesses that either start with NFT fundings or just use them to really create? I think you're onto something. I can't understand you. But like, what is the market doing today? It's like everything's up right now. The top seven are up. Have you seen the new project Office Hours?
No.
It's super cool. So like there's different not utility. I think it's like just a free mint thing, but you can only sell your NFT in certain time zones. So like there's a Halloween one that's like a jack-o'-lantern. You can only sell the NFT on Halloween.
Oh, interesting. That's an
And then
interesting concept.
you like stake to take your work shift and then you like log on. It's hilarious. Whoever coded this is brilliant. I want to follow that guy around.
Yeah.
Or
I okay, Charlie's money in my comments. He's getting upset that his question's not getting answered. I'm curious to hear what you think because I'm seeing a lot of comments about this lately and I'm still really new to it and learning about it. But he's saying, what do you think about Jack Dorsey's Web 5?
I haven't looked at that pitch deck in a while. I think it's hilarious. It's a great meme. I can't really read him and what he thinks about Twitter and Web3 after I don't know if he had any hand in building the new Twitter Blue for NFTs.
Mhm.
I don't know if he's salty or not, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I
Yeah,
think what he did is a really good marketing strategy to get attention. Um, let me pull up the pitch deck. I think I have it
it's true.
bookmarked.
It's gotten a lot of attention. That's for sure. And that's
Yeah,
something to, it's
the net
something.
of it is he did a really good job getting attention. Um,
Yeah.
see
Which
the
is
full
always
pitch deck.
respectable. So, like, some people do it in an interesting way, but if it works, it works.
This was something like it was. I'm pretty sure this was something about not using like IPFS in a different way to store things. I do think the idea was good. I just don't know if he was being legit or not. Yeah, so it's like it's a
Yeah.
different way to anchor end keys and endpoints instead of
Mhm.
IPFS. Everything I said also could be completely wrong, but that's kind of what I got out of it.
Yeah.
Decentralized web nodes. Yeah, it's not. It's
Yeah.
not
That's
for
like
me.
what Charlie's Money again is saying in the comments. He was saying that Web3 isn't truly decentralized. So he's kind of just like invalidating anything of Web3 because he's saying nothing's decentralized. Web 5 will be decentralized. I don't know what the whole thing is, but I think that was one of his big sort of points
You could
that
use
got him that attention.
an NFT collection of starting capital or have an NFT developed business and use NFTs to improve the service. Yeah. So like I have seen a barber Piero be like, hey, if you want to pay me up front for 1 year haircuts, you get a haircut every 3 weeks. Here's the NFT. So
Cool.
like a lot of service based businesses I think can get money up front to then put the money back into their business now. And even they might lose money over the long term, but getting the money now is helpful.
Yeah, 100%. Getting people to invest in you.
But back to like it's not Web 5, like it's not Web 3. We're never going to see Web 3 until like Amazon cloud service and Microsoft, and that's not a thing. Like there's no cost effective way to store this data and the JPEGs and anything on Web 3 platforms for all of these founders. So it kind of is what it is. You should be happy that you own the thing, and Facebook doesn't, Google doesn't.
Yeah.
Starting
That kind
something.
of like leads into my actually last question for you. That's like a good segue is what is your prediction kind of Web 3? Like, where do you think in the next maybe like 10 years that's going to look like? Like, what do you see changing? Like mainstream, I guess.
Mainstream. I guess a few predictions. A new platform other than Discord is created because a lot of people like Facebook groups, but then a lot of people aren't going to do Facebook groups because they want to be anonymous. So
Yeah.
there's going to be some bridge between Discord and Facebook groups. So if you're smart, go build that, make a lot of money. I think utility passes are going to be huge for every industry. Like a lot of people do masterminds. So I think a lot of
Mhm.
masterminds could be
Yeah.
via NFTs. If you want to use the mastermind for 3 months, you have enough, pass it to someone else. Um, I just want, selfishly, I want a lot of the mundane tasks to just be smart contracts, like buying and selling a house. Like, why can't
Yeah.
I just list it and someone can buy it? We're done. Like
Yeah.
wills. Why can't we just write out a will? We're going to give it to these wallets. Done.
Yeah.
Um, I see blockchain as an efficient way to get past courts and tedious parts of the American society,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
someone's got
That's
to build
my
it. It's not going to be
biggest
me.
thing too. My biggest predictions, yeah, just like the day to day, those sort of things, like the technology that is like blockchain, smart contracts. It's inevitable that that's going to be used in, yeah, things like buying a house, like buying, it could be like a receipt, it could be a ticket to something, it can be, yeah, masterminds, like those sort of things. It just makes sense, and it's an easier version. We're taking out a lot of these middle steps that right now we have to go through to do certain things. So to me, it just seems like inevitable that that will be part of like our modern mainstream technology day to day thing. So no one really knows. We'll see, but I think that's a
The,
good.
the last thing I'll say before we wrap. The next trend I think we're going to see is we're going to stop onboarding people into NFTs by giving them NFTs. Like the NFL last year gave people Polygon NFTs if they went to like a Thursday night game. And that resulted in people not even understanding how to see it because you go to MetaMask, then you have to change it to Polygon, then you have to go on Polyscan. And that's way harder than just setting up an Ethereum wallet. I think people are going to educate by like just actual education and like better guides than giving people NFTs. Because if people don't want NFTs, they're not going to even want to engage with it more if we're forcing
Yeah.
it on people.
And they're
So
just gonna be like, "What is this? I don't know what's going on. I'm done." And when people get overwhelmed by something or they don't understand something, usually they just give up on it altogether.
it's yeah, NFTs are kind of a steep learning curve, but once you get it, it gets easier, it gets fun. But I feel
Mhm.
like it's harder to get over that than most things that you'll experience in life. It's harder than first job. It's harder than that first day after college. You're walking in, hey, how are you, Susie? But
Yeah,
yeah,
right. Yeah, totally. Well, I mean, I'm glad there's, creators like you, like me. Like it seems like a really good so far. I've been in this sort of Web3 creator space for a few months now, and it's a really good environment. It seems like everyone wants to help each other. Everybody is willing to, educate people, and it's very there's no gatekeeping. I think that all of us as a whole kind of want to help people dip their toes in here, and like we're making it accessible to a lot of people, I think is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, do you know Tegan Klein? She's like a woman in Web3, but her whole mission is kind of like making Web3 accessible to the masses, and she's got some really cool stuff going on. So yeah, like people like that. I think that the
oh
people that
yeah,
are in Web3 and know about it, it's sort of like we're all kind of trying to make it, accessible to people and not scary, not a scary thing.
to your point on what were we just talking about? Like like gatekeeping. Like
Mhm.
the gatekeeping is now destroying the Discord, and all the info is in there, and
Right.
that's a better ask than my email address and getting all the emails.
Yeah, 100%. It's just
So
like
I think people will like
everything's
that.
there because it's kind of like giving them like we have all the information in a very easy place for you to go find it. Now, you have to put in a little bit of effort to go and look at it and read
Yeah,
through it.
and
And
you can
that's
turn the
what,
notifications off.
yeah, right.
It's not the marketing emails that you get every day.
Yeah, true. Yes. Oh, yeah, that's a good point too. I think this is going back to when we were talking about predictions for Web3. This person said fashion, so like fashion and certificates of authenticity and everything for designer products and things like that. 100%. Yeah, I could see that being NFTs, higher end items, proving they're real, proving the value of them and everything like that.
Yeah, you see
Endless
it with
possibility.
wine.
Wine, yeah.
Yeah, like a ton of high end liquor companies, they'll just
Mhm,
sell the wine bottles and just keep them on site so they don't have to ship them or someone doesn't have to travel there.
mhm. Yeah, there's literally endless possibilities of what this looks like. It's funny, so many people write. I mean, I'm sure you get comments too all the time of people being like, NFTs are for kids, they're dumb, they're a waste of time. I'm like, yeah, well, you don't really understand what it is, I think.
Someone commented on like a YouTube short last night. It was like, "Have NFTs gotten you? You look like a clone." It was the weirdest one I've gotten in a very long time. What? Like, why are you even commenting?
I think it's such a random thing to hate on. Like has new technology ever not been a good thing, or at least something that is worth something in humanity? Like typically, if we look back at history, usually new technology is good or means that we are advancing in some way, and it's for a reason. I don't know why people are so always every new thing. Funny when I listen to like old, clips and everything from like the 90s or something when they're talking about the internet originally and they're like, "Oh no, that's not a thing. It's a phase. It's not going to last." Like, well, look at us now.
Yeah, I'm assuming we were both too young to really follow the
Mhm.
internet. 'Cause,
Yeah,
uh,
definitely.
I don't want to be older, but I think it'd be interesting to be like 40 and see this compared to Web 2.
Yeah, it's interesting because I actually see that generation, like 40, 50, 60, a little bit more open to this
I agree.
because they've lived through it already, where they had no idea what this internet thing is. It's so foreign because now really like Web3 is just as foreign as the internet starting Web 2, Web 1. So they've kind of gone through it before. But then we see people more of our generation, like millennials, are a lot more hesitant, and a lot of people are involved and amazing, but there's a lot, most of the haters that I get at least are around our age. Like it's the younger people that are like, nope, this is not how it goes. So it is interesting.
I think the toughest part is a lot of people have made money for the stupidest reasons. I'll raise my hand to that as well. So, like, if I was on the sidelines and someone sold an ape for 400 grand, I can see myself being angry because
Yeah,
it's nonsense. And like all this stuff happening is so nonsensical today. I can understand completely why it's easy to hate.
definitely. I definitely have empathy toward people that empathy, I don't know if that's the right word. I understand like where they're coming from for sure. There's a lot of projects that you hear that there are a lot of people in the Web3 space for the wrong reasons, and they're just trying to get money from people. They do a project and they pull the rug. Like it happens a lot, which is unfortunate. But hopefully going forward, that will be something of the past and we figure out how to sort of regulate that in some way. I don't know what that looks like, but there's the core of it is good. There's just a lot of stuff around it that I understand why people can see that and be like, well, all of that, like write off the whole thing, kind of the whole idea.
Yeah, it's like this mix of gamblers, creative people, really smart people, and then people with a lot of money, all like this
Yeah.
hodgepodge kind of pushed together.
Exactly. And there's a lot of scammers, unfortunately. Scammers, any
Oh
sort
yeah,
of people like that are going to always take advantage of something new because they're going to be able to take advantage of people that don't know a lot, and they're going to be able to sound like they're experts when they're not, and they're just trying to scam you. Like especially on TikTok, you see all the people saying, "Oh, invest in crypto with this person." There's people pretending to be me for saying to do like crypto investments, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. Like I hope nobody falls for that.
yeah. Sniffensby is talking about me bits. I think we missed the boat on me bits, 4.67, and they're gonna get skins. They're gonna get box characters on the other side. Definitely like me bits right now, but they're just not as good as punks.
Yeah. Trying.
And
Oh,
there's 20,000 plus.
I think I am out of questions here. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for coming on. This was awesome. Good
Yeah, this was
conversation.
fun.
Yeah, we'll definitely do it again. Thanks for being a part of the series and lending your opinions and knowledge. It's cool to just be able to learn and hear from different people.
Yeah, likewise. I enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
cool. Awesome. Well, have a great day.
You too.
Bye.